and Heard show, live show.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, evening, afternoon. Please say hello in the chat if you're live, if you're watching us live, so that we know that everything's working and that there are people actually awake listening to this episode.
Comment later, even if it's not live anymore.
For
Doesn't
sure.
matter. Today we have a very interesting guest in the world of AI, Ivan Zidov. And Ivan, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, guys. Nice to see you, and thank you for inviting me. So I'm Ivan or Ivan or however you want to pronounce my name, but like internationally it's Ivan. I'm AI developer working in industry for like 7, 8 years, which is like crazy to think about. Way before it was cool, way before it was called AI, it was called machine learning, deep learning. But now on this AI hype cycle, it's called AI. Uh, Back then there was no jobs in that area. It was just fun for me to do. I found neural networks playing Super Mario. That's how I got hooked up. And these days, like I'm a freelancer. I'm doing like most freelance work on Upwork, where I'm top 1% of freelancers on the platform. And I primarily specialize in large language models such as ChatGPT and also visual language models, which is also like ChatGPT, where input can be text or image. And yeah, that's my brief introduction.
Thank you. And by ChatGPT, I presume you mean any of these LLM tools. It's not just OpenAI's ones.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just like widespread term like ChatGPT, but like in reality, I use way more inside of Cursor. Like I use Claude Sonnet 4, which is like absolutely amazing for programming. I use Gemini 2.5 is currently like I would say the best LLM in my opinion. But like OpenAI is also amazing, like their image generation. Like basically, I use a wide variety of tools and providers, and like and we have to do uh, some open source usage when we want to be really careful about data, and we use open source models. So basically, whatever model that's needed and suited the best for each use cases. But like in my opinion, I mean, this is just like rule of thumb, like Claude best for me. Claude is best for code currently. Claude 4 is best for code. Gemini 2.5 is LLM, amazing. Like for image generation, amazing is OpenAI's image generation. So yeah, that's just few of honorable mentions, but like stuff change all the time. I was on a vacation for 2 weeks, and like 5 new models came up, which I haven't got time to catch up. So who knows?
Everything is new in the world of AI. Every week there's something new, and yeah, of course. So ChatGPT has become such a household name. There it's a synonym for AI. We have our first. Hello, good morning.
Good
Hello,
morning.
Ekaterina.
Someone is awake with us. Lovely. Thank you very much. Ivan, you mentioned already some of your favorites for specific um, use cases. And I think that's kind of the headline of our show today, that it's all about what purpose you're using the tool for. Um, how do you explain this to your clients? Do you have a problem with people thinking of AI as this kind of general thing? And do you have to clarify these things at the start?
I mean, no. I mean, I usually work with bigger clients, and they're like, "Oh, everyone is doing AI. We should also do something about it. There is this ChatGPT tool, which is great. Like, how can we use it?" So I don't have to explain the benefits of AI for them specifically, but rather to find the proper use cases where they could actually use it. Because, like, oh, we should want to have chatbot which can tell me like how much customers did you have in last 7 days? Like, yes, but that's a button on your app. Like, you don't need chat input. That's a button. So that's my biggest, not biggest, but like one of the challenges with the clients is not like persuading them like why should do use it, they use AI, but like how and where they should use AI. And I mean there is a lot of, oh, we just have to implement something so our marketing team can say that we use AI and our investors can invest in us. But biggest thing is like enabling additional functionalities inside of apps or systems that they use, and then like that's just like additional flavors and features, and not AI just for sake of it. So yeah, that's
Okay, so it's not just throw some AI at us, please. It's
uh,
actually making it useful.
we are having a joke like, can we have 5 kilos of AI, please?
That's a great one. Do they think ambitiously enough? Is that a problem? Like, can they even imagine what you can do at the start? Or are they always asking these things that are fairly simple for you? So you add.
Yes. I would say both extremes happen. For example, like we have some use cases where like in a few hours you can do something that client will be mind blown because like previously, like for example, we mentioned about resumes and so on. I work on a resume parser, and back in the day, we were building resume parser from scratch without LLMs. So how we did it, like for 6 months, we had people that were saying, okay, in a resume, this is the job title, this is the previous company they worked for, this is the description they worked for, this is the skills, and like 6 months of labeling and then you develop some model that say, okay, for the given text, extract me all of these fields. But now, these days, it's just like, okay, if you write clever prompt and you input the resume, you get these results like this. And this is the wow effect that a lot of clients have with this new feature, with these new tools, is because they think that some problem is super hard because they've tried to work on it before and it was like super painful and things were changing. But now with like these improvements, you just on clever way create the prompts and create the systems around it, and it just like makes gives users instant results. So on one stance, like they think that task is huge, but you can solve it really quickly and it's easy for me, quote unquote. But for some cases, they clients think like, oh, um, we need to be able to like do magics, but we don't have access to any data. We don't have access to any APIs. I don't know. We want to this one example like, oh, based on your micro expressions on your face, we need to know like if you are going to buy this car or whatever. Like I'm just like exaggerating a little bit, but sometimes these leaps are way too high, and that's why we have to step in and say what's currently possible and what's not, but and go like one step beyond what's currently possible, not 10 steps.
You mentioned resumes and CVs, and that's something that we are quite interested in. English learners are often compelled to use AI, perhaps not in a way that they specify things correctly, or they might have a prompt of 3 words, fix this please, or something like that, in their panic when they're job searching and trying to look their best on the market. Do you have any tips on how to adjust?
I wouldn't say necessarily just to the AI. Like I would say, even though it's hard pill to swallow, I would say that AI written resume is better than average human resume, uh, because like it's not like the best human resume. I would say like 70% better than 70% of human resume, because like back in my days I was labeling for 6 months human resumes, and I can tell you that a lot of them were, oh my god. So giving the AI option to write to the resume, which is decent enough, is better than writing bad one yourself. However, there is a big negative consequence to this, is that you can tell upfront, like if you read multiple resumes, you will easily tell upfront like which resumes were AI generated, because like even though there is no tool that scientifically works that will say, okay, this is the human written text or no. Like even though that doesn't exist, like from my experience, I see that people are developing the sense of like, I smell something funny in here, and this smells like AI written text or even resume. So bad consequence is that like all of the resumes feel the same these days, and also like this is the same problem on Upwork, on freelancing, or like all applications there like feel the same, and it's hard to stand out. So that's why we need to do some tricks and some different approaches to uh, to stand out to the companies. And I mean, how you like if you're using uh, AI to write you the resume, like I would suggest you, okay, don't like just generate one resume and then like bulk send it to all of the jobs. Like do at least the minimum, saying, okay, here is my resume, here is the job description. Modify my resume so it highlights only the skills that are super relevant for this job role, and ignore all rest. Like make your resume like 10 times shorter, and just like enter just the most significant tasks and projects and skills that are relevant for that job. Like this same applies for
So for the
for
specific company and specific job description that is requested,
yeah
and it is
yeah
much easier with the AI. You don't need to put 2 or 3 hours of writing in it. It
yeah,
does it in
absolutely.
minutes, seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. And like the same goes for the freelancing world as well. Is like don't mention that you were, I don't know, captain in your local football team. Like who cares? Like just say, okay, I've worked
Maybe
on
the CEO is a big football fan. Who knows? Oh.
just mention like one or two projects that were super relevant to work that you are applying to, and that's it. Like you don't even need to mention anything else. So I would say, in terms of everything being so complexly written with AI, like just make it as simple as possible. Because like recruiters are just not going to read it, unfortunately.
From your experience, do even recruiters read it by themselves, or do they let AI read it?
I would say that they read most of it, like most of the in general, but they filter it out. Maybe not most of it. Like let's say 50%, but this is just like me ballparking. I don't know anything close to actual numbers, but what we saw is like they really like to read summaries of resumes. Like, okay, this is the resume. Give me the summary and give me like few like previous jobs, previous interesting projects, and just like give me a few summaries. Few summary, just then on glance they can see, oh, I've inputted a job about English teacher, and someone applied to me that worked only as a, I don't know, construction worker without any English degree background. And that's why they use it, just like to help them like quickly go and find all those candidates that just like fulfill like bare minimum, and then you would be surprised how many of applications on internet are just like extremely unrelated to the person's background, like not even close. And recruiters just being able to filter out those that are semi-relevant just helps them, makes them really makes them life more easy and less difficult. So I would say they skim over like resume summaries, and then like once the summary is like good enough, then they reach to the resume themselves.
Yeah, so they filter it out basically with a bit of AI, and when they have the best candidates, they really read the CVs and resumes. So they're, as we all started to be human detectors of AI generated text, it still needs to be visible as is human wrote it.
Yeah, but I mean there are also few of the, like I would say, really powerful one AI tools that recruiters use is, for example, if you're hiring someone for a nurse and they have to have like medical license to be able to work there, like they don't want to read through whole resume and seeing like, oh, we don't have this certificate or something like work permit or something like that. So that's why they have like this evaluation criteria which they can define, and then AI does the following. Like this is like high level abstraction. Like for given resume, does this resume fulfill these criteria? Okay, do they have like license to work there? Do they are they are they like fluent in like English? Did they write what I don't know? Did they have 3 years of experience, which is required, and so on? So they use this for filterings, but if you write AI resume and human resume, and if you don't fulfill those evaluation criteria, you will get like disqualified either way. There will be no disqualification saying, yeah, I don't like the style how this resume was written, so that's why we need to disqualify. So yeah.
Right. So if you don't understand what the CV is for and you don't take care that you include the key factors, experience, skills, you're just maybe applying to everything in a way, then you'll be making the same mistake anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Makes sense. One thing that can happen there, regardless of AI or human analysis, is that the keywords are different. People are using maybe something that's not industry specific, like explaining what they did. And maybe when you summarize that, it is the skill they're looking for, but they just didn't say it precisely enough. And this is where language knowledge comes into play. So, how
I mean,
important is it to speak English well or write English well?
I mean, it's really important. Like, I wouldn't say that necessarily. Like, I mean, automated AI screening is something that evolved over last 3 years, like significantly. I'm not saying that every company using it has updated, but like before, those AI screeners were, I would say, on a bad rap because and just let's say like they deserved it because like they say, okay, if you don't have keywords saying, I don't know, photographer in your description in your CV, we are going to disqualify you and so on. But this completely shifted in terms of large language models, which are trained on whole internet, and they know that filming is really closely related to I make beautiful animated I record beautiful animated videos or whatever, which is not the keyword mentioned in the videography or whatever. So if if done right, like it doesn't matter. But what where it does matter is like, for example, where where recruiters have like pool of resumes and they accumulated over time. Like let's say big company, they have let's say 10,000 they have 10,000 resumes in their candidate pool that they collected over the years. And they want to hire someone for new role about videography. So what they will go, they will like for these search engines, most often they are saying, okay, like on LinkedIn search or wherever search, you say videography, and then you click enter, and then they have keywords detecting those back in the back. But AI job description candidate screening, I wouldn't say that works like that, but like finding people online and database makes the big difference. For example, on my Upwork profile, I was analyzing other people from industry and so on, because basically you need to optimize your Upwork profile, I mean freelance profile as well as a resume. I would say is like search engine optimization, like Google search, basically. So you need to write in your resume and your profile keywords that recruiters will most likely to be finding, like things like agents is now like popular, and they will find search for like agent engineer, and then like make sure to have this, even though you have, I mean, this is just note for myself because I need to update my profile, is like even though they agent engineer means long chain developer, or things like that, like technical skills, but this is now branded as agent engineer, which recruiters will search for. And if they are searching you under that term, they will not find you because you don't have that term mentioned. And this, like again, this doesn't have to do anything with AI or non-AI. It's just like trying to put yourself in head of like, okay, if they want to hire me, how can they find me? Like what they will start look for if they want to find me. So that's like frame of mind that I like to think when optimizing my profile, which I have to do, make an update.
You mentioned Upwork a couple of times now, and yeah, you're on top 1% of the Upwork providers of services. And what I did see is that many people just think, services there, this is only for a couple of dollars. It's nothing really for me there, just to work there very cheaply and not just work and don't be paid in the end. But you also mentioned that you work for big companies there.
Yes, I mean, I'll be honest, like things got really weird. Not only on Upwork, but other freelancing platforms, because like in terms of AI, like you have AI generated proposals which are really good, and then like if you don't apply, if someone posts a job and you apply more than like one day ago, you're just wasting your time. Like you need to put your job application like in first few hours, but they like other people figure that out, and that's why they have like these tools that scrape and like automate applications, which makes our lives way harder if you want to make honest application. Uh, and yeah, you asked me like, is it a race to the bottom? I would say both ends. Uh, Mostly yes, because like if someone had like before AI, if one senior developer needed to have like invest like 10 hours of his or her work, do something, and now he can do it in like 1 hour, that like really like, and they don't charge like 10 hours of work, but they will charge like 1 hour of work, automatically they are being undervalued, which automatically means that everyone less senior will get undervalued and everyone less is going to be undervalued. So there is a lot of competition which puts the price down, but my frame of mind is that for every job application that I do, I try to be the highest bid. Uh, why do I try to be highest bid? Because like I will provide extremely good service. Because like on my job application, like when I do extreme filtering of companies. If the client is experienced, if they paid well in the past, if the job description they wrote was super fit for my skill set, if the project they described is fitting my like what I want to work on, and if all of that criteria are met, then I create the demo, deploy the demo of basically solving that problem upfront and saying, okay, I think your project is interesting. Here is how I would solve your problem. Here is the link for the deployment. You can test it out. And I record 5 minute Loom video saying, okay, hello, my name is Ivan. Here is how I would solve your work. And then I just showcase them like web app that's working, where I'm basically showing them the MVP, like proof of concept of how this will work. And then like I can put myself in the position when I do the highest bid because like I did so much work upfront. And then on our talk, we never talk about my past experience. We never talk about my education or anything. We just talk about, okay, now how we can make this work in production, like what steps do we need to do, and like of course, if we are agree on pricing and everything. But that's like the the thing where I had most success with, which I don't say is easy because like you will write you will spend couple of projects time on creating these POCs, deploying them, recording videos, and nothing. They will not even look at your proposal because like they are overcrowded with AI generated proposals, which is sad, but it is what it is. So yeah, you need some way to stand out, and this is the way I found it. But also one way that I really think, and Darko, you will like this, is really how you can stand out is just record a video, screen open Loom app, screen share their job description that they posted, saying hello. My name is Ivan. Here is my application. I think that I will solve your problem like this, and this, and that's it. And your proposals should be, hello, I've recorded a video showcasing you how I would solve this problem. Thank you. Bye. And that's it. And in this AI world of AI generated proposals, this is the until Google's VO3 doesn't step in, but joking a little bit, but I would say this is the best way to do it currently. How you can stand out because it's hard to do it in text format, unfortunately.
Yeah, so you need to stand out and you need to react quickly when the job is on. And like you said, you really need to stand by your pricing and do not care if it's raised to the bottom. It's not only on these platforms; it's everywhere. But interesting thing that I heard from you that there are really big jobs out there, and it's not for couple of euros or dollars only that people are announcing the jobs there, but it's also something bigger, and you can succeed with the higher bids. And like you said, the highest bid you have, and you do get the job in the end.
Yeah, because like my proposition is fairly simple. Like basically, I already solved your problem. you see that I understand your business problem. I understand what it takes for finish this. I've mailed you like most building blocks. So if you want this to be done fast, like you will pay the premium price, and they are okay with that. I mean, not all of them, of course. Like I don't have 100% success rate, not even close. But that's how it's worth like doing it. I mean, there are big jobs on Upwork, like six-figure jobs on Upwork, like all the not all the time, but like oftentimes there are huge clients and like I was on a couple of interviews, like big companies, like I don't know, I was on Microsoft reached out to me via Upwork, which was like surprise for me, like big surprise for me, honestly, and a couple of other big players, but I would say they don't necessarily put into the job description saying, "Oh, this project is going to be like this big," but if you close the client and you like do proper work, like opportunity to extend and like really increase the project scope and increase the long-term cooperation with the clients, that could lead up to like huge job opportunities, and not only one-off $10 gigs that they want, that like most people think.
So you're actually standing out by owning your worth as well, in a way, because that's what a lot of people fail to do because of a lack of confidence.
I mean, I don't know how I developed this over the years, but yeah, I mean, funniest thing was that like when I started, I was like not being super serious about it. I was just like casually doing it. And then I was saying, okay, let me see what the best people in this field are doing. Like how educated are they? How much experience do they have? And everything. This was like we are talking like three years ago or something like that. 3 years ago. No, 3 years ago. And I went on Upwork, and I was I have this Excel until this day. I go on Upwork and I'm looking for talent that are doing the same work as I am doing, and then I'm just like, okay, here is the job title that they had. Here is the description they had. They had this badge. This is their hourly rate. Notes. Oh, they had great video introduction. They have really made good showcase of the projects they worked on before. Oh, they have these certifications. Their their profile was written, description was written this way, and I have like list of um, I think like 100 people that were in industry like me, and my conclusion was, oh, I have same level of experience as they do, and I have same education as they do, but they charge like 3 times my hourly rate. Like, huh, what's going on? And then like I after this analysis, my conclusions were, okay, the best profiles were super specialized in one niche, and their profile was written towards like CEOs, not CTOs, meaning they were not saying, "Oh, I have this certification. I was performing best on this benchmark." It was like, okay, if you're going to work with me, here are the benefits you will get. And like my profile, like first half is not technical at all, not my skills, not sorry, not my skill, not my like education or anything. It's just like, okay, if you're going to work with me, you will get like these benefits, and like making uh your profile has to scream, okay, why I should work with him or her. And after I've reviewed my profile, I've doubled my hourly rate, and since then my profile boomed and I had more opportunities than ever, which was something that really surprised me. But I mean, what thing that I really have to mention is at that time I had full-time job that I was working on, and this was my side gig. And once you have the financial stability of like, I don't need to take this job unless it's under all of my terms. So this was like I found this like in the retrospective. I wasn't aware of this like back then, but having the stable job helps you saying, okay, I will wait for 3 5 months to find like perfect client that will fulfill all of the needs and it will pay well because like I have job and I don't have to accept this job offer. But which is totally different if you are only freelancing and you are out of clients and saying, oh, for first month, no, I'm going to be strict. I'm only to work with clients that I really like to work for. Okay. Second month, no jobs. Third month, fuck, I need to I need to accept this even though I don't want to, and I will be I'm willing to take a paycheck cut, and then you have to like do it. But having that stability in terms of revenue elsewhere really helps you a lot, like psychologically, not necessarily because like in theory you can say, yeah, you just have to be like tough and not give up on your price. But in reality, when you have like things depending on you, you have to have that stability saying, okay, if it doesn't meet my criteria, I'm just not going to work with you, and that's it. But it's not easy. It's not easy. I mean, I don't want it to sound easy because it's not. But I mean, in retrospect, that was something that really helped me put me in that frame of mind.
That is really great advice, and everything you said makes sense. What I would say for quite a lot of people seem to be a problem. Uh, would it be Upwork or any job internationally, even with talking with AI, is they fear they lack proper English language knowledge. Would you said that you had any problems with this in a way, and especially as you said, you don't use AI generated texts, you don't write text, so you can just check it grammatically, and you create videos, so you cannot hide behind checking it all the way. You just say it the way you are normally talking with English. Did you have any problems with that?
I mean, no. I mean, I haven't experienced any of it. My English is not perfect, and back then it was even not. It was even less perfect. And like I was super conscious and like nervous about my pronunciation because like I don't.
As many people are, and
I mean,
that is
yeah.
the biggest problem there, because everybody says, "Oh, my English is not perfect. It's not my first language. I need to speak." Okay, Edita knows much more about it, but still.
I mean, from writing standpoint, I mean, I've used English like all the time, and I would say that I'm okay with grammar and like making written text and like with tools like ChatGPT that helps and like Grammarly or whatever that helps a lot. Uh, but that was okay. But the different thing is like videos and like interviews, and hard pill to swallow is that it's just like numbers game and practice game. So you need to practice a lot. At the beginning, I was like super tense and nervous about my English on videos. Like for example, like for first lines that I was recording in the Loom videos, I'm not exaggerating. Like I took like 50 attempts to make one 3 minute video, and I'm not even like nearly. I would say that I was like exaggerating, but I'm not. And
How
then
many
like
times do you need now?
one because like I'm too lazy to record it
So it's
again.
first
So
attempt and that's it.
yeah, I'm done. Like Maybe if I mess like first 10 sec, if I mess first 10, 15 seconds, then I restart. But like if I'm 2 minutes in, like no way I'm going back. Like no way.
So
Uh,
it's all one take first, and that's it.
yeah, but first it was 50, then it was 30, then it was 15, then it was 10, and then like for a lot of the times it was like five. A lot big period was like five, and then it got to two, which was great. And now it's just, I mean, as I said, like if I don't mess things up and like not properly introduce myself or whatever, then in first 15 seconds, if all is good, like I'm just continuing until it's done because I don't know. It's good enough because like we are getting a little bit over our head saying, oh, it has to be perfect. It has to be like, oh, I completely butchered this word. This sentence makes zero sense. And if you go like cherry pick like that, you're never going to send it. But client like don't care because one of the things that kind of surprised me was on these platforms, like you have tons of customer clients that are whose English is not primary language, and you will be surprised how many times my English was like perfect compared to clients' English. So I mean, and other freelancers as well. So for everyone, like you would be surprised that your English is not as bad as you think it is compared to other people.
Yeah, as long as you can understand each other, it's not really a problem. So it's mostly in our heads. Oh, it needs to be perfect. I'm not speaking that good with pronunciation, and my grammar is not that good. So yeah,
But
Thank you
I
for
mean,
saying
and we
that.
mess it up also in our first language. But
you have to be able to like communicate decently. In Slack channels and like communication channels for day-to-day work with clients, and like you cannot write every second word like wrongly. Like put punctuations, put like separation, like make
yeah,
text
some basic
reader.
knowledge is still needed, right?
Yeah, what you can do is, this is the trick that I use sometimes is like when I need to do like some longer format is I go to the ChatGPT and say, okay, based on my notes, generate this message. And then like I just write 10 unrelated sentences, not even sentences, like thoughts, and then like make them organized. And if you just use this, you will be like 80% there. So
Great
Yeah, I
trick
think
to use ChatGPT.
that's even like it brings me back to the old days of word grammar and pronunciation correction. And it was always a signal if you did that minimum of just correcting the 5 6 words, people will see that you care. And that's what this part is about. It's more about just appearing as somebody who cares a bit about form and will take that extra 5 minutes.
it's not 5 minutes. It's just like these days. It's like seconds. Just
This is seconds today, yeah,
and I,
for
and I
sure.
would even say that it's even uh, faster than you if you write it normally, because like my if I just like jot my notes down like as fast as possible without me thinking about grammar or structure or spelling or anything, like I'm way faster and just saying like fix this text, like make these notes like sensible. That goes like way faster than me having to. I'm not going to use it for like one sentence paragraph or whatever, like, but if I have to write some more than 10 sentences, then it's like let's do it like that because it's way faster.
Make my brain dump coherent. That's, yeah, one of my favorite uses
Exactly.
of AI
Perfect.
as well.
Yeah, perfect one.
Oh,
Excellent.
and as soon as you started talking about tips and tricks with AI, we started waking up people. So here we have Nenad Morning and Rina says, morning, exactly, is being able to communicate the message effectively, which is more important. So it's much more important to communicate directly and understand than be perfect in a way of grammar.
Um, and one thing that I want to like highlight, which might be biased and might be wrong, but this is my experience. Like at the beginning of freelancing, or I was like, okay, now I'm a big boy. I need to be professional. My like everything needs to be like super formal and so on. But that turned out not to work at all for me. The way I communicate with the clients and job applications, I use tons of emojis. I use casual language, fun, like make jokes and everything, which is like who I am personally, and this like helps me not having to pretend to be someone who I'm not, and add additional friction on the communication and articulation. So friendly conversational English is for me, but I'm biased. For me, the best way to communicate with client and not like formal and like you need to start with dear Mister blah blah blah. Hope this message finds you well. Like best regards or whatnot. Like just like
Whom it may concern.
yeah, exactly. Like just write it as you would write to your friend. Like not sending the inappropriate memes, but be as friendly as possible, because like these are the people that you will work day to day, and you're at the end of the day you are not selling your services to like some imaginary corporation. Like you really need to sell your services to the people, to the person that you are talking to, meaning like you need to befriend him or her, like try to connect with him like on personal level, like basically you're selling your services to like people and not to the company. And I don't know, just connecting with the person, recruiter or CEO or whoever, like you're going to work with them like day to day. So if you don't like their styles and they don't like your styles, I mean, it's full of internet is full of opportunities. Like find someone else, because like you will have friction with your with them, and they will have friction with you. So I mean, even though it sounds extremely cheesy, but like try to be who you are in front of them, because like that way you don't have to hide your personality or put another filtration layer on your communication as well.
Just
That's
be a
super
human
important.
and don't try it with grown up English. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
or
we have
even
a
perfect
question.
English. I
Yeah,
think it's quite
perfect.
important to stress that because of your imperfect English or something that you might say in a colloquial manner or so forth in that video, you will not sound like AI and people will connect to you better. So it's more about the confidence than it is about the grammar.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and Ekaterina has a question regarding this also. Uh, One question here: what is expected to be included in those 1.5 minute video required by some recruiters currently? I mean, in 1 minute you can't really say much. It is it a personality test too? Job interview related process.
Uh, I mean, my understanding of why would you do this is just for them to see who will they work for. Like, are you like I don't know, will you record this video like in some super messy dark area, or like are you even going to show up? Are you going to talk like this, or I don't know, just like to get. I mean, I work with clients and colleagues remotely all the time, and having the video, having the communication being done only through voice is okay, but like just being able to open the camera is the best way to connect with someone besides meeting them in person, because like you are seeing their facial reactions, you are seeing their like clues, like visual clues, and like it's not perfect, but you can somehow connect better than just like voice or text, even worse. So the goal of this interview process is just like, hey, hello, my name is Ivan, here is how I would solve your problem. This works is really interesting to me. And just like seeing you not being AI generated uh, proposal, that's just like good enough. Like that's base minimum. So you don't have to have, I don't know, transitions, animations like TikTok style, captchas or anything. It's just like let's meet, and this is like video memo that you send to your friend or something like that. I mean, not not like that, but like
Not exactly a
just,
friend, but okay.
but yeah.
Yeah, and perhaps it's also good to do all those transitions and music and everything if they're looking for a content creator. Who knows?
Yeah,
But
absolutely. Yeah.
what I understand here is Katerina is asking the process which some recruiters or some job applications are required now. You are even required to send a video application there. So it's all the same here also.
I mean, I'm not I'm not using traditional recruitment ways anymore, so I'm not really up to date. But I would say that goal is fairly similar to what I've described. Is just like, okay,
Yeah, it
let's see
should be the
how they will
same.
present. Let's see how they should present themselves, and like, I don't know, answer top questions on the camera, and just see how they are they confident in what they are saying, or they're just like, oh, maybe this is not good, or
Yeah,
something like that.
concentrate more on the job description and not how you look on camera. I would say that also. But okay, that that's my opinion.
It's true, isn't it? We talked at the beginning how we can sniff out AI text. We can sniff out fakeness from miles away, and especially if you can see the face, right? If somebody's not certain of what they're talking about, it's visible. So one thing to practice is making sure that you're really sure about what you're saying.
Yeah, and there is a problem because even fear of the camera and you recording yourself could be perceived as a fear of job or being considered as a good applicant. So yeah, like you said, Ivan,
Practice.
you need to practice and from 50 tries to get to the one, and that's it.
Yeah, I always put myself in that frame of mind. Is like I told you that like I got frustrated when I spent like time preparing the demo, deploying it, recording a video, and then a client doesn't even take a look at my application. And I got frustrated, of course, but like I my frame of mind was okay. This was for me marketing effort, and this is me paying instead of ads, paying with my time, uh, and also making the reps in terms of okay. Next time I will have this code more polished and like easy to adapt to other client. Next time I will have to record one attempt less time, and it's just like okay, I haven't lost anything. I've lost, I don't know, 1 hour, but I in that 1 hour it was just like my me practicing, presenting myself, presenting ideas, formulating, understanding user requirements, and turning them into like proof of concept, like understand and all of that. So it's not it's not thrown out effort. It's something that you will reuse later on, and it's just like practice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and you didn't lose anything. Like you said, you gained some experience. And this client, if they even didn't even bother to look at the video, they probably just wanted something as cheap as possible. So it's good to be filtered out that way. And perhaps you learned even how to filter them out in the advance.
Yeah,
So yeah.
absolutely.
And it's like learning a language. If you don't make mistakes a million times, you don't get to a point where you're happy with it. It's
With
every skill
mistakes.
is the same.
I'm happy with my mistakes, I must say.
They add to the charm when you get to a certain point where they don't create any understanding barriers. They're just you then. We have another question, comment. Rena is saying, who decides what is professional anyway? I personally feel it's a fine balance depending on how well you know someone. Most people can see through the mask, quotation marks. So it's better to be yourself and remain authentic. It helps build rapport and puts your clients at ease. I think she nicely summarized what we were saying. This word authentic is thrown around a lot. I think, there are adjusted ways of being authentic. There's a business authentic or whatever your role is. So we always do take on certain roles, and that's natural. But there is a balance there where you have to kind of own who you are in that role, and practice and confidence is the key.
Yeah, and like discovering, I mean, I'm going to sound so cheesy, but
It's
like,
we're a cheesy show.
but like discovering
There it
like
is. We're
what,
starting with the food again.
but discovering like what do you really want to work on, and like with what kind of clients you really want to work on, and what kind of projects you really want to work on. Like it's no joke. Like you need to go through a lot of personal balance battles to like figure that out, and like once you do it, it's way easier for you to be authentic, because like I don't want to work with these clients because I don't want to like take this kind of crap or whatever. Like it's not for me, thank you, I'll move on, thanks. But this is also related back to the thing that I said about having the financial stability, emotional stability, everything else, because like once, like if you have to accept something, like because of your financial situation or something like that, then it becomes way harder to be authentic, because like if you don't accept this job, you will be kicked out of the apartment, and that's like you cannot live with that and say, oh, but I will be authentic, but I will be living honestly. That's not going to happen, unfortunately.
Of
And
course.
and also uh, uh, some some uh, some clients, not on Upwork but in general, really understand this and like use it as an advantage to exploit people, which is like something really common. But yeah,
It's a good thing to mention. It's not all about you, and you don't have a full control of the situation as well. It's something we can strive for. So don't feel guilty if you're not there at this point.
yeah,
Thank you for saying that. I think a lot of people need to hear it. Um, we talked about a lot of topics here, very interesting things, but I don't think we highlighted your services enough. So I think this is a moment for you to say what exact solutions do you offer, and if people were to reach out, what can they expect from collaboration?
yeah, of course. So I'm providing, as I said, like I have niched my services down quite a bit. And at the beginning, I was doing uh, full AI, which is computer vision and natural language processing. So processing of images and processing of text. Then I went, okay, let me niche down into only only processing text. And then I niche down saying, okay, I will be using only LLMs, because that was something that was required, and I'm considered LLM expert, which means I help clients find and integrate LLMs in their process or businesses. So I go with the clients full circle, with from the ideation phase, from the coming up with the designs, working with the designers, and like seeing how this AI feature is going to help them financially, marketing wise, positioning wise, and then like user experience and so on. And then from actual LLM development, deploying and integrating into their services. For some users, I also offer full deployment and like even some basic web applications, but like those are just like if they're super small. I usually I've started working on an hourly rate, as everyone do on freelancing platforms, but then I tried the project based pricing, which is much better, but then you have to spend like 4 hours drafting requirements, and then client says, oh, it's going to be too expensive, no thank you, and then you lose 4 or 5 hours. So I switched to monthly subscription service. So basically clients are using my services on a subscription basis, so I will provide AI development service on a monthly basis, and we work as long as they are happy and I'm happy, and it covers everything from the ideation to I would help with the designers to deployments and developments and everything. So I'm not necessarily bounded to the industries, because like I'm more bounded on the tech stack, which is basically building these LLM applications using tools like LangChain, which like chatbots, agents, workflows, and so on. And these are all always like under the hood, really closely technology-wise related, but like in terms of industry, across lots of industries like legal, healthcare, document processing, like recruitment, I've like moving industry, like industry is not related, but like more the tech stack be, behind the problem that they want to solve.
What I hear is that you like to analyze problems and find custom solutions that work for your clients.
I mean, that's I would say the biggest, not the biggest, but that's like super important stuff. And I turned it down like tons of clients saying, you don't need my services. You need to just like someone to build you like good database query, and that's it. It's like you don't need AI to do this. You don't need this, because like you will you don't need LLMs to solve like super simple problem. You have like 100 times smaller, cheaper model that will do exactly the same as these big LLMs will do, and that's it. So it's really, I mean, you have to be honest with the client, and because they have to listen to you, like you are the expert. Like you have to say to them, like what you're saying that you need is stupid, and I don't think you will need this. And like even though like clients at the beginning are like, what
We
what's
get
going
back to
on?
that self-confidence part. You need to be sure in yourself what you're saying, right?
But I mean, you have to have some background, like say things like that. But as an outside contractor, they really appreciate your opinions, because like, oh, I don't need, I can say this because like I don't have to like be nice to my boss, because I don't want to offend him, because then he might fire me, and then I don't know, something like that, or I won't get promotion, because like if you're outsider, you can say whatever you want. This is like huge quotation marks, but they have not have, but they want to listen to you when you're saying to them, like this is the truth for bigger clients especially. Like they really want to see you saying that you don't agree with them, because like they're often surrounded by yes yes people that say, oh yeah, this is great idea, yeah, as you say, boss. But if you say to them, okay, I think that you absolutely don't need this because of these reasons, and if you want to build something like this is how you will do it. They really listen. And oftentimes, for me being like so like not aggressive, but to be like challenging their ideas, that turned out to be even better, and me building the reputation like in a good way, and building the relations and saying, okay, I can I can trust him that he will not just like tell me like things that are not good and just say yes, yeah, yeah. And this is like one thing that people really appreciate.
That's the
Yeah,
power of an outsider.
and it's important to say they reach out to you because you're an expert. So you need to act as an expert and be behind your words, even if it's negative for the client.
Yeah, but they are not used to it, which is like good in some way. But I mean, again, we are there talking about responsibility, saying, okay, I will tell them, having stability in your life, like say, being able to say to the client, no, I will not work on this because like what you're describing makes no sense. Like you need to have like support to say it, like not only from expertise point of view, but also from the point of view of saying like you don't need to accept this job because like if they don't agree with you, you just move on. They can hire someone else.
Yes, exactly. And we are nearly ending our short day, but we have a new thing here. Uh, you are required to do some career advice. So we have a question regarding this. Code to build username from YouTube says he's from India, he or she, I'm not sure, and currently are computer science second year undergrad. And could you please give them advice for future skills?
Yeah, sure. I mean, biggest
So
advice for
I
me.
presume it's about AI, how they should work
No,
with
it's not
their.
even. It's not even about AI, to be honest.
Okay.
Like, uh, just like find like one super niche thing to do. Like, in let's say in terms of like computer science, like specialize in databases, specialize in IoT, specialize in I don't know, mobile development, like anything. Like just like find like one niche and try to be as good as possible in it. And also with like these new AI technologies emerging, like things are changing like all the time, like all the time. Like it's impossible to keep track of. Like for example, one of the hottest, not the hottest, but like frameworks that I use is called LangChain, and I was in conference like last week in San Francisco, and being like I'm consider myself like LangChain expert, but that tool is old 2 years. I was using it when it was old 3 months. So today there is tons of these vibe coding tools like Lovable, Bolt, like just like pick one tool and like try to be as good at this. Okay, be best lovable developer, be best I don't know automation tool expert like N08 N8N or make or something like pick one technology and just like work as hard as possible at that one technology, nothing else. Position yourself as automation expert using N8N. Put yourself on Upwork, just work on 8N, and you will be like double, triple your hourly rate. And if someone is looking for someone to help them out with N8N, they will find you like Notion or Evernote or whatever. Like pick one tool and try to be best at it, and then just position yourself like this. And for the computer science degree, uh, also remains the same. Like pick one library, pick one technology, pick one niche, like and once you like my visualization is like you have to first niche down and be really good at it, and then you can expand. You can then expand on other like neighboring areas. I consider, like, I like to frame it as like, once you're expert at one thing, then go one step above, one step behind your expertise. Like, learn one new stuff. Like, that's not like completely unrelated. Like, okay, I have never worked with this stack before, let me try it. And then, like, once you're confident with it, then go one step further. So first go into one and then like expand later. I don't know if it makes sense, but that's how I think that could be working really good.
I'd say it's a great advice, and not only for computer science or AI, but for all the service and product related businesses. Yeah, it is really great advice. Thank you so much.
And also, like, let me just wrap this up. I mean, what really surprised me is that what was my like initial thought when I was starting my freelance business. I was like, okay, I need to learn even better how to program. I need to work even better how to write clean code, and that will help me, enable me, like, scale my hourly rate or something like that. But being technically capable is like required, but moving yourself beyond that is marketing, sales, presentation, everything else. So I was like studying like crazy branding, positioning, freelancing tips, pricing and everything, which are super not technical topics. And this really helped me grow my career way more if I learned one new optimized, like, one snippet of code. But it's hard pill to swallow because we developers tend to think, oh, we need to be like the best developers to learn the most money, which is unfortunately not the case. Hard pill to swallow, but not the case. Sounds good, doesn't work.
I think a lot of people also forget or disregard the fact that their width of knowledge is also used when they are focusing on one thing. They're not disregarding everything else. They're not telling their audience, I don't know anything else in the world. And I think people are sometimes afraid of this. Like, if I put just one thing, then maybe I will lose out because there's so many other things that I know.
Actually, like, on contrary, it's like, as I said, like, primarily I'm a developer, but having these skills of understanding, like, how, like, being able to review the designs, being able to brainstorm ideas, like, think about how this feature will make them position, how they can brand this. Like, this is not something that I have in my description, but this is just like additional bonus that they have a benefit of, like, clients. And you being specialized in one thing, exactly what you said, doesn't mean that you forgot all of the other things. Like, if you have these other skill sets as well, that just like helps to alleviate you as a contractor even more, because like then they are getting more for what they've paid for, because like you're putting the more things that they weren't even expecting, meaning that they will be more likely to be satisfied with your service because you will go way beyond what you're expected to do.
That's a great point. Code to Build is thanking you if you missed the comment. So thank you for that. And we have a good morning at the end of the show.
Yeah, someone just popped in to say good morning. Morning to you also.
Good morning. Thank you for joining. All right. I think that we can wrap this up. Where can people find you, even if they want to continue this conversation or ask a few more questions?
Yeah, please reach out to me on LinkedIn. That's the only social media platform that I'm using. I don't have any other ones, so that, or email. And yeah, that's it.
And also on Upwork if someone is interested in your work.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll put the
Absolutely.
links in the description, so they'll be there for anybody to create a contact to you.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and it seems that you already have a fan now.
Find
I
him on LinkedIn, Code to Build. And
yeah.
on YouTube, where you are watching, you should be able to see the links in the description as well. You can find his email and LinkedIn and Upwork link.
Thank you so much for this great interview, Ivan. It was really inspiring to work with AI, but we've gone much further with even career advice, not only using AI and how tips and tricks about it, but also this career advice, but also how to get some jobs on Upwork and how to understand the recruitment process. So thank you so much for it all.
Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for a pleasant conversation.
It was amazing. Also, mindset, that part I enjoyed the most, I would say. Thank you for your time. And thank you for everyone chatting with us and listening today. I hope you'll enjoy the recording as well.